Hi, my name is Bijal Shah and I am a bibliotherapist and founder of Book Therapy, a bibliotherapy and literary curation practice. I'm also the author of the book Bibliotherapy, The Healing Power of Reading. I curate book prescriptions and provide online training in bibliotherapy. More detail of this can be found on my website, www.booktherapy.io. In this podcast, I share my knowledge and research on bibliotherapy, including the latest developments, science, and book recommendations. Join me every week where we take a deep dive into bibliotherapy. We release 2 episodes a week. Voice notes from me, your resident bibliotherapist, and Ask the Bibliotherapist, book recommendations for what's on your mind. I hope you enjoy the show, and if you'd like a bibliotherapist in your pocket, you might find my book Bibliotherapy, The Healing Power of Reading, a helpful companion. It's available at any bookstore that you shop at. And don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and get new episodes as they're released. And as always, I love hearing from listeners. So if you'd like to get in touch, share any book recommendations or thoughts on bibliotherapy, you can do so at bijal@booktherapy.io. Thanks for listening. Welcome to Bibliotherapy with Bijal Shah, the podcast where we explore the intersection of stories, culture, and personal growth. I'm your host, Bijal Shah, and today we're diving into the rich and evocative world of Indian literature, both fiction and nonfiction, to uncover its therapeutic power and heartwarming and uplifting spirit. So, how can the words of writers from this diverse and multicultural land offer solace, healing, and insight in our own lives? Stick around and let's find out. Let's begin by talking about what makes Indian literature uniquely therapeutic. India is a land of contrasts, where ancient traditions coexist with modern ones. This duality is often reflected in its literature, offering readers a tapestry of emotions, struggles, and triumphs. Whether it's through lyrical poetry, profound spiritual texts, or heart-wrenching fiction, Indian literature has a way of speaking to our universal human experience. The act of immersing oneself in a narrative, whether it's set in a bustling Mumbai street or a tranquil Himalayan village, can feel like entering a sanctuary. And Indian writers have mastered the art of blending storytelling with philosophical insight. Let's start with fiction, and specifically R.K. Narayan's Malgudi Days. The fictional town of Malgudi is so vividly portrayed that it feels alive. The stories are simple yet profound, often focusing on everyday struggles. There's something therapeutic about their gentle humour and the way Narayan captures the resilience of the human spirit. Then there's Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things. This Booker Prize-winning novel delves into the traumas of childhood forbidden love and societal pressures in Kerala. It's heavy, but also profoundly cathartic. Roy's lyrical prose helps readers navigate pain and resilience, reminding us of our own capacity to endure. The God of Small Things emerges as a powerful family saga set against a backdrop of fast-paced political changes taking place in India. 7-year-old twins, Esther and Rahel, see their world shaken when their beautiful young cousin, Sophie, arrives. Filled with family battles, forbidden love and sex, violent spousal abuse, child sexual abuse and incest, Roy does an excellent job of capturing the domestic issues at the heart of so many families in India and the world. Jumping between different periods of time, the book blends together memory, hope, feelings, and the social injustices of the time. This precise time play is, in effect, the experiential reality of trauma victims for whom time is disordered, and who are still making sense of what has happened to them through recollections, relieving painful moments of time, and trying to reconcile their present with the past and the possible future. Next, we have The Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. This is a retelling of the Mahabharata through Princess Draupadi's perspective. This novel dives into themes of destiny, choices, and self-empowerment. And I cannot forget the novel The Inheritance of Loss by Kiran Desai, a poignant yet occasionally humorous exploration of loss and identity in a changing world. Its lyrical prose offers a meditative reading experience. Then there is Selection Day by Aravind Adiga. This is a coming-of-age story about two brothers and their pursuit of cricket glory, touching on family dynamics and personal ambition. A novel that's really stayed with me is Latitudes of Longing by Shubhangi Swaroop, a lyrical novel spanning continents and lifetimes, exploring love, loss, and the interconnectedness of life. And of course, we cannot forget the works of Jhumpa Lahiri, especially The Namesake. Her exploration of identity and belonging speaks deeply to those who feel caught between two different worlds. For anyone grappling with cultural dislocation or family expectations, her stories can feel like a literary balm. Now let's shift gears to nonfiction. Indian nonfiction often draws from the country's rich spiritual and philosophical traditions. Reading these works can feel like sitting with a wise mentor. The first on my list is the Speaking Tree essay collections by the Times of India. These are a series of collections of short spiritual and philosophical essays curated from the Times of India. They cover themes of mindfulness, purpose, and peace. Secondly, I'd like to recommend My Experiments with Truth by Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi's autobiography, detailing his journey of self-discovery, resilience, and dedication to non-violence. It's a wonderful read. Next, I have Pico Iyer's The Open Road, the global journey of the 14th Dalai Lama. It's another gem. Though not strictly Indian, it offers insights into the philosophy of mindfulness and compassion, deeply rooted in the Indian subcontinent. You might also find the poetry of Rabindranath Tagore, whose verses celebrate love, nature, and human connection, or the memoirs of Jerry Pinto, like M Under the Big Whom, which explores mental illness with raw honesty and tenderness, incredibly cathartic. As we wrap up, let's remember that stories and words have power. They can guide us through grief, help us understand our emotions, and even inspire us to make meaningful changes. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Bibliotherapy with Bijal Shah as we journey through therapeutic Indian literature. Don't forget to subscribe to Bibliotherapy with Bijal Shah and share this episode with a fellow book lover. Until next time, keep reading, keep healing, and keep turning those pages. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you'd like to sign up to our online courses or try a personalized book prescription or bibliotherapy session, you can do so following the links in the show notes. And as always, I love hearing from listeners, so don't hesitate to drop me an email at bijal@booktherapy.io.